Hello everyone and welcome to Inspiring Best Living, where we talk about wealth creation, wellness and well-nourished soul. My name is Remi Wesley Ogude, your regular host. I'm happy to be back on another wealth creation series in continuation of our 4 asset classes that create wealth. So today I'm introducing another topic around the ideas per class. Specifically, it is ideas per class to create wealth through paper assets. Again, just a quick refresher about 4 assets that create wealth. We have business, commodity, real estate, and paper assets. Today I'll be focusing on paper assets. I just want to spark some ideas in us in case we want to go into paper assets as a way of creating assets. Paper assets have no intrinsic value of their own. However, there are very, very good ways of creating and storing, controlling, and exchanging enormous wealth. A very good example of a very successful investor who had created wealth through paper assets is Warren Buffett. But you don't have to be a Warren Buffett before you can start. If you want to use paper assets to create wealth, you can start from even as small as $100, even $15, $50. Start investing. And one good way, a lot of people who are in the E quadrants, I'm talking about employee quadrants, have been able to invest in high quadrants is through paper assets, because they're able to do this together with their job. They find it a lot easier because they will just invest in these paper assets, allow it to grow and also appreciate. And some of them, through dividend they earn, have been able to receive cash flow. So there are different ways through which we can use paper assets to create wealth, and there are different benefits in doing this. So I'm going to quickly talk about those benefits and how paper assets can help us to create wealth before I can share my tips around how to proceed if we want to embark on this journey of using paper assets to create wealth. The first benefit it has is that paper assets appreciate and grow in value and can give you capital gain. Also, it can as well give you cash flow. As I said earlier, if you invest in it, you can start earning dividend, and if your dividend grows too, it's a form of cash flow for you. The third one is that it can help you to participate even with a very small amount in large investment and with large organization. Paper assets, like I said, you can start with maybe investing in stocks with $50, $100. And by the way, there are different types of paper assets. I will just mention some in this episode. Paper assets include stocks, mutual fund, treasury bills, commercial papers, and promissory notes. The list goes on and on. So once you have your paper assets, you allow it to grow, and you can, like I said, either have cash flow or capital appreciation. The other good benefit of paper assets that I'd like to quickly mention in this episode before I go on to sharing my thoughts on how you can use it to create wealth is that paper assets can actually help you to build lasting wealth as well if you do it very, very well. When I'm talking about building a lasting wealth, I'm talking about investment if you have invested in it over time. I have a case of someone that I know who was called recently by a stockbroker, and the stockbroker informed this person that he's been nominated as a beneficiary by his father. His father had passed on. Unknown to this gentleman, he didn't realize that he even had any paper assets until he was called. And guess what? These stocks, shares have really substantially appreciated and gained so much value. Unbelievable. This man was like, he got a windfall of his life when he was called. His father that did the investment had him in mind. He wanted to pass his legacy, his wealth legacy, to his son. So he started building that share portfolio until he passed away. So that's how one of the ways through which you can use paper asset to build wealth and pass that wealth to generation to come. So it's still possible. Yes, we know a lot of people talk about risk and all the rest. We'll get there shortly. Now I want to share my thoughts on how you can use paper assets to create wealth. The first one is that you want to familiarize yourself with that market, with the paper assets, and research very well about the shares, about the company. You know, you want to know the trend, what has been happening, the pattern, if it's a share that has been gaining value or it's been fluctuating. You want to find out, do your due diligence, the fundamentals, understand the history of the company. So that's so very, very important. So also, paper asset is very, very risky. In the school of wealth, if you just invest in anything you do not have control over, it's like you are gambling. But the good thing is that if you do your due diligence very well, like I said, you will minimize your risk. However, stock markets can be very volatile. Paper assets generally are volatile. So you have to really, really do your job before you invest it. So assess the risk and the volatility. Also know your own risk preference. Are you a risk taker? So you have to be able to do all of this to know whether you want to actually go into some paper assets or not. If your risk tolerance is able to bear it, you can, start with it, doing your own due diligence. Possibly, you can actually gain a fortune like I explained to you earlier. So the third one is that you want to understand the pros and cons of each of the paper assets you want to embark upon. You want to know what are the advantages, the disadvantages. You don't just dabble into any of them. If I do this, what will it do for me? And what are the pros and cons of investing in this versus investing in the other paper assets? Maybe they are different markets, maybe it may be in the same market but different products. So you want to understand that very well. The other thing you can also do, which is the fourth point, is getting a mentor. Getting a mentor is very crucial, especially you want to go with people who have actually done this very successfully, who can hold you and guide you on sharing information with you, knowing what to do, how to assess the fundamentals, and all the rest, It's so very, very important. And also, you want to get a trusted broker, the one that has a very good integrity, the one that can be trusted. That's why I say trusted broker. So that's so very important, because some brokers are just after their commission. So you want to be sure it's someone that will be able to help you navigate through that investment opportunity in a very safe manner. Also, you don't delegate all your own responsibility to stockbroker. You also have to be on top of things, monitor the shares, see if it's time you want your shares to be sold, you want to buy, understand the market in a way that you're able to invest in it in a very safe manner. Now, this episode is not just to share my thoughts with you or to spark some ideas with you. I also want you to be able to follow up. I want to encourage you to follow up with what you have learned in this episode. As in, number one, take steps. Start researching. Start reading. Explore different opportunities in paper assets. Which one do I want to go with? Is it stock? Is it treasury bill? Is it promissory note, mutual fund? Talk to people. You might start talking to people who are even in your family, who have already started, who have gained some experience that can benefit you. So it's so very important to begin to identify also the organization and institutions that you also want to invest in. Identify them, understand how, like I said before, their history and how they've performed over time. So that's very, very important. The last thing is that you also want to get a referral from your team members. It's very, very important. Get a referral. In selecting a trusted stockbroker, you might not just handpick one that you don't know. You want to ensure that it's somebody who is referred to you. There was a man that was referred to us that handled our investment in different paper assets over years. Trusted, and is doing the job very well. Well trusted, a man of integrity. So when you want to embark on this kind of journey, it's so important that you get a referral. But like I said, even with the referral and getting a trusted person, you also want to be sure that you don't leave everything for your stockbroker. You have to be in the market, know how your shares are performing, how your paper assets that you have invested in are performing, so that you can be on top of your game. This is how far I can go today. And before I go, I just want to remind us that this channel is to inspire you in 3 key areas: wealth creation, wellness, and well-nourished soul. Remember, you don't have to choose between being healthy and wealthy. You can have both as icing on the cake of a well-nourished soul. Please do not forget to press on the notification button and subscribe to this channel, and also send this video to your friend, family, and those you think can benefit from it. And I believe you have been able to gain 1 or 2 things from this video. Until I come your way next time, I am your regular host, Remi Wesley Ogude. Thank you, take care, and bye.